Hi there. So I know a lot of people probably won't see this live, and that's perfectly okay. Please don't mind my hair. It's Labor Day. It's a rainy day, and my husband's been very sick. So I've been taking care of him, and I'm just kind of looking homely right now. So most of you know that I am a recovered addict. And I do say recovered instead of in recovery because I am recovered. I have no desire to use ever again. Um, it doesn't even, nothing in my mind is ever triggered to where I want to go use. So I call myself a recovery, or I'm recovered. Now, if you still have those feelings of wanting to go use and abuse, then you could honestly say, okay, I'm in recovery, right? I had my son here, and I'm sure I did a video on this, but my son ended up bringing a lot of trouble to my house. We found out my son was using drugs while he was in the state facility. He was using nicotine. He was doing everything out in that facility that he wasn't supposed to do here. So it kind of backfired when he came here. I don't know if he thought he just magically wouldn't have to put forth any effort to get better, but that's what happened. He didn't put forth any effort. He manipulated and lied. And, it's a shame. It's a shame. And I'm sure there will be people from his father's family that'll be so happy that he's not with me. Who wants a child to be in state's custody rather than with their loving parents? Like, I'm sorry, Sieber family, Cooper family, I will never ever understand how you guys got validation and gratification from taking children from people. Like, I'm really surprised that Patsy and Steve's son ended up having his kids for as long as he did because of the way you guys interfere with people's lives. So if you're watching this, yeah, you are partly to blame. I take accountability for what I did. I take accountability for the fact that I didn't know that my fiance at the time was using methamphetamine on the job every day. I take accountability for that. I take accountability for the fact that my neighbors decided to call DCS on me because we had their son locked up and put in jail. I take accountability for that. But those same neighbors that called on me got their baby taken away as soon as it was born. And from what I understand, she lives with a trachea in her throat because her mother couldn't stay off the crack pipe while she was pregnant. So those are the type of people that we're dealing with in this situation. All of my ex-husband's family members, they're all pillheads, all of them. If they aren't pillheads, they're arrogant and self-righteous, straight-edge people that still drink. So, they're nothing but a bunch of hypocrites. So those are the kind of people that are going to be like, oh, I'm so glad he's not with you. Yeah, you're so glad. For what reason? Because you don't like me? Well, guess what? Just because you don't like somebody doesn't mean that you get to micromanage the outcomes of their situations. Because I guarantee you, there's a lot of people who don't like you. Lots. I'm not the only one. Word around town is lots of you guys are secretly hated by many of the people that you interfere with. This family lets drug addicts come live in their home, trying to help them get sober. The way that you get a drug addict sober is you stop enabling them. You stop giving them a place to live every time they fall off the wagon. That's how you help a drug addict. You let them end up in prison so they have no choice but to get better. And I know prisons have drugs in them. I've been. But when if they don't really want to get sober, they're not going to get sober. And when you go to prison, it's either get sober or don't. So, excuse me, I just had to rant on that for a minute because I'm sick and tired of those people. I went to let them know that he was home and I got called a monster and all kinds of things like, dude, you don't even have the facts. All you have are assumptions based off your little small, feeble-minded opinion of me. And this is the same person that smokes weed in a state where it's illegal. At this point, I am more honest than these people because I don't break the law. So Joshua coming here, you know, he wasn't sober. And he wasn't using drugs because his parents have a history of drug use. He used drugs because kids his age smoke weed out in the country where there's nothing to do. His guardians didn't take him places when he started getting in trouble. They started just leaving him by himself or leaving him with his whatever, his other guardian. I mean, he's not their kid anyway. They were ready to get rid of him. The way they looked at it, he was more of a burden than anything. But the kid was still responsible for his actions as he got older. But that's why he went left. You know, he didn't go left because it's in his blood. He went left because trying to do the right thing just didn't matter where he was. So now he's got to be reprogrammed, so to speak. There needs to be some behavioral modifications. And he needs to be in a place where he's not able to get access to nicotine, to drugs, things of that nature. So we'll see how it goes. He was supposed to call me this week and he didn't. So I'm going to talk to his caseworker tomorrow and just let her know. If he is going to be calling other people, I am not going to be a part of this. We have already spoken to DCS. All of his friends from Tennessee all do drugs. He don't need to talk to them. You can't utilize the same people, places, and things and try to get sober at the same time. It's impossible. He's got one friend that's pregnant, and she just got married. She's 18, 19 years old. I think she'll be 19 this year. And she smokes weed, but she's not smoking it right now. She's not smoking anything while she's pregnant. And after she has the baby, I'll guarantee you this, she won't be able to go back to that because the family that she's with is Pentecostal holiness and they're not going to have that. You know, but she, I mean, like I've literally heard their conversations and it's like, he does not need to talk to this girl. Yeah, she's like family to us. They pretty much raised her in my home. I mean, I know the girl very well, but she doesn't support me. When Joshua gets in trouble, it's my fault. Well, you shouldn't have done this. You shouldn't have done that. How hard is it to not break the rules? How hard is it to just say, you know what? I'm going to quit doing everything I want to do and I'm going to do what I'm supposed to do. You know, he stole my medicine. Now, we had him on CBD Delta 9 because it was approved by the Compassionate Use Board for him to use that. He's telling everybody that I'm giving him real stuff. So she was like, well, you're giving him those pens. And I'm like, are you aware that those pens only have 3% THC in them? And if he can't handle being on that, he was getting approved for a card. And he was approved. But he didn't get it because he did what he did. But I told her, I'm like, he's approved for a medical marijuana card. So you're going to be mad at me for taking that step in that direction when he's begged and begged and begged and begged and begged to be on medical marijuana. I'm like, you're just wanting to blame somebody because you don't want Joshua to take accountability. Let him come live with you. Let him come stay with you and your family. Hide your car keys at night so he doesn't steal the car and take a joyride. Hide your money. Hide your medication and keep it in a lockbox. God forbid that baby have surgery and gets put on some type of liquid Loratab. I'm telling you. All this kid wants to do is get high, so he needs help. And I had lost my smile for a very long time. I still don't have it back. You know, I smile, but it's not the same. It's not the same. I've got an older son, 18. He calls me, talks to me. I talk to him every week, sometimes every day. I'm grateful for him. He's been through so much. I would even dare to say he's been through more than any of the other kids because he has. You know, he found his father dead on the floor at 12 years old. And when I hear somebody like Joshua say, oh, well, I've been through, dude, people go through things. That is not an excuse to ruin your life. Just because you have had bad things happen to you doesn't mean you should give up on yourself. Dude, things happen in life. Things worse than what you've been through. Some things are going to happen to y'all that you can't even fathom or imagine. But you'll make it. You'll get through them. Just like you get through everything else. But to not do better once you know better is just a pure act of mental and emotional laziness. And it's disheartening. And he needs to work on that. And I have a feeling he's going to manipulate this, because he manipulates everything. And I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with that. But I want to also say, I am still an active addiction sponsor. If you are in active addiction and you want to get into recovery, and I mean really get into recovery, I will work with you for free. You got to be honest. And I know when I'm being fooled. I'm not an idiot. I will not work with someone who wants to openly lie to me. So if you're looking for somebody to help you get into that recovery step, let's talk. I can guide you through some things. I can give you some tips. I can give you some advice that can help you learn how to get past those uncomfortable parts of sobriety where you're having to go through withdrawal. There are things you can do in place of the drugs that help dopamine production, because that's what it's all about. It's all about dopamine production. Opiates cause the brain to dispense up to 12 times the amount of dopamine that it normally puts out. Opioids work differently. They saturate the brain with dopamine, healing the endorphins from past drug abuse. So that's the difference. When you do things that promote healthy dopamine production, you need less of the drugs because your brain starts aligning with that which you are missing. And we can talk more about that, but I really want to help people. In the description of this video is my Linktree. It has my email. Now, I do understand not everybody has an iPhone, and sometimes it won't pop up on the Android. Sorry about the pigeons in the background. Hey! 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 That's enough. That's enough. They're over here crying because they've got seed and the other ones don't, and they're flying over here trying to get it. But anyway, dopamine production, when you start working in terms of dopamine production, it's easier to get sober than you know. But you have to be willing to be honest. You have to be willing to be honest about who you are, who you've been, and who you want to be. I was codependent. I was addicted to pornography. I was addicted to toxic relationships. Anybody who looked my way, I would just give all of myself. And, you know, I got tired of being a people pleaser. People think, oh, I'm a people pleaser. You need to quit speaking that over yourself. That is a codependent, that is a codependent trait. And codependency is what leads to addiction. Codependency can stem from being raised in a narcissistic home with narcissistic parents. So, there you go with that. But I am doing some influencing. You can find that on my Linktree located in the description below this video. Please, if you're looking for anything off of Amazon, get it from me. I can provide you an affiliate link. Simply email me, latterdaybabe@icloud.com. LATTERDAYBABE, latterdaybabe @icloud.com. All right, guys, I am going to get off of here, and I will be making more videos. I will be posting more videos, and I am just so grateful for the support that has been flowing in, and I'm going to be putting out more content. I just got myself a little laptop, real cheap too. I got it for like $200, and it's a MacBook Air. It's an older one, but it's nice. Nothing's wrong with it, and I got to get some streaming stuff for that, and we're going to start putting together, I have a podcast on Spotify, but we're going to start putting one together here on YouTube, and I think that will be really, really cool. Thank you for coming to Nicole's Recovery Corner. I appreciate you for everything. that you're doing to be supportive of me. Thank you for subscribing. I can't believe I have almost 200 subscribers. I have 160. I cannot believe it. I am just like, whoa. So I'm going to be putting out some more content, guys. And I just started this new medication for my stomach. I was having a hard time going to the bathroom due to the medication I'm on. I am now taking Relestor. If you are on opioids and you have opioid-induced constipation, get on Relestor. You will not regret it. Have a great Labor Day weekend. Thanks for stopping by and hanging with me. See you later.